So in this video, we're going to look at preparing the zip for our pencil case. Now you will have a variety of choices in colour and black and white and sizes. So the zips we have are either going to be 20 centimetres or they're going to be 25 centimetres. Now these, especially this one, looks too big for the pencil case, but we're actually going to prepare these zips in a way so that they're a little bit smaller and the opening is going to be appropriate for our pencil case size. So for my pencil case, I'm actually going to use this grey one. And I'm using this grey one because I actually just want to match the little grey in the eyes there, and I think that's a good option. Now if we turn over our fabric, we should have our 1.5 line. And what that is, it's the seam allowance. So when our pencil case is finished, it's going to be a little bit smaller than what you originally cut. So we need to take a couple measurements in order to prepare our zip. First measurement is the finished size of the pencil case. So I'm measuring from this 1.5 line to this 1.5 line. Now if you've cut your fabric well and neatly, they should all be the same size. So my finished, I shouldn't say finished, my, it would be the finished width of the pencil case is 20 centimetres. I'm just going to write that down here. 20 centimetres, finished pencil case size. And for my zip, I actually want my zip to be a centimetre smaller than this. So 19 centimetres will be my finished zip size. Now at this stage, this probably isn't making much sense. But when you actually make your pencil case and you see the finished product, it will make sense then. So what we need to do is we need to make this zip 19 centimetres. And the first way I'm going to do that is by measuring and marking. So I want from my little zip end here, so my zip stopper, I want an extra centimetre. So I'm going to just mark from that little metal bit 1 centimetre that way. I'm going to mark that. And then I'm going to mark where 19 centimetres is. Here. So that is going to be my finished zip size. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to cut my zip at this point. And then I'm going to pull my zip head down, because if I cut at this point and my zip head's here, I'm going to lose my zip head. But I need to sticky tape it first. So at this point here, I'm going to close, don't forget you got to open the zip a little bit, get some sticky tape, and I'm going to hold together the teeth like that, and I'm going to sticky tape the teeth together over that point where I've marked the 19 centimetres. And then I'm going to cut that off. So this is going to be our finished zip length, and then we're going to prepare the ends. So we're going to finish the ends in a way that's really neat and tidy looking. So to do that, you need to choose some fabric that's going to get sewn on the ends here. Now I'm going to do this fabric because this is actually the same fabric as my eyes. And what I need to do is I'm going to measure a rectangle. I'm just going to write it on here for you. So I'm going to measure a rectangle that is going to be about 4 centimeters times 8 centimeters. Now I need to do that accurately with a ruler, but looking on the edge of my fabric so I don't create too much wastage, I'm actually going to use this corner here to measure. So I'm going to measure up 4 at 2 points, and then along those 2 points I'm going to rule a line, and then I'm going to mark my 8 centimeters at 2 points. And then I'm going to cut that out. And then I need to go over to the iron and prepare my fabric for the ends of my zip. So to iron your fabric that's going to finish the ends of your zip, you need to make sure your iron is on the right setting. So for this, I've got it on cotton and I've got the steam turned on. I've got water in the tank as well. If you're not sure what type of fabric you have, just check with me and I can tell you what setting to put it on. And the first step we're going to do is iron it in half. So really accurately lining up those edges. Now you always got to be careful when you use an iron, because you can burn yourself or you can get a steam burn as well. And then I'm going to open that up and I'm going to use that crease as a guide to iron the raw edges into. So be very careful when you're doing this. Just use the point of the iron. Try to keep your fingertips out the way. Turn it around, and then you're going to iron that raw edge up to that fold. So your raw edges should be meeting in the middle, and they should also be meeting at that crease you made, and then it gets ironed over. And you've got this little bit of fabric that you've prepared that's going to finish the end of your zip. So you can see you've got your raw edges that are ironed into that first crease you made when you ironed it halfway, and then you've got 2 folded edges that should be meeting like that. So I'm at my machine and I've chosen my cotton as the one that matches my applique. And I've got my zip, still sticky taped, and my little fabric that I've prepared. And what you're going to do is you're going to sit your zip in that folded fabric that you've ironed and created. So the end goes right into that middle crease, and then the top folds over. Zip that out of the way. And then you pop it under your presser foot, and you're going to line up the fold with just the inside of this presser foot here. Now, because this is quite thick, it may not want to move when you first start sewing. So I'm holding my threads at the back, and I'm going to tug those as I start. And I'm going to toe tap as well. And make sure you do your reverse stitch, and then you're going to stitch, tugging those threads at the back to the end of the zip, not the end of this, the end of the zip, and finish with a reverse stitch. I'm not going to worry about that sticky tape. I can just pick it off later. All right, so I've finished one zip end, so I'm going to cut this off. And I'm going to finish this other end. So it's the same. Open it up. Put your zip end in and then fold that fabric over. Now you can see why I cut a little bit off the end, because if I didn't cut a little bit off the end of this zip, when I pop my fabric on the end, it's going to sit out here and it just doesn't look as nice. So again, pop that under your machine, line it up with the inside of the presser foot there, grab your threads at the back, toe tap to get it started, tug your threads, do a reverse stitch, and the whole time I'm holding my zip here and I'm holding this flat. And once you get to the end of the zip, reverse again. So there we go, we have our zip ends finished. And what I'm going to do, I'm just going to trim these so they are the same width of the zip now. So that is our zip prepared, ready to insert it into our pencil case.